feel like maybe I should have like planned what I was gonna do for this video before I did it, but I didn't, so we're just winging it. Hey guys, welcome to Vlogmas day 16? 16, I think? I have no idea. But today I'm doing a tutorial on this look that I'm wearing right here. It is a super bold GLAM Christmas look. I love how it turned out. I had no idea, like, I knew what I wanted to do, but I had no idea how I was gonna do it going into it. I just had this vision in my mind and it turned out exactly the way I wanted it to, so I'm super happy with it. I used the Anastasia Modern Renaissance and Subculture palettes to make this look, and like, you wouldn't think that these two palettes go together, but for Christmas, I like it. And then this lip combo you'll see in the video, but I used the e.l.f. lip crayon in wine, and then I mixed it with ColourPop Lippie Sticks x Kathleen Light's Taurus, and it came out to the perfect red color that I wanted. But anyways, I'll stop babbling. If you're interested in seeing how I did this look, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, so the first thing that I did was I primed my eyes, and for this look I primed my eyes using my Wet n Wild Photo Finish Concealer, and I just put a little bit on my eyelids and then blended it in with my L'Oreal Beauty Sponge. And then to set that, I used the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, but it's not actually a highlighter, like, it's very subtle, so I used that to set my eyelids, and then later on I used it to set my face as well. So for this look, I wanted it to be like a cat eye kind of look, and I'm not very good at doing like a sharp edge on my own, and I didn't want to use tape, so I used Jaclyn Hill's method, and I just used some powder, even though I don't have any like foundation or anything on yet. I just used this powder, which is the banana powder from Makeup Revolution, and I created the shape that I wanted my eyeshadow to have. So then I just went in with my transition shade, and I used the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and I believe this shade is called Golden Ochre. I could be wrong though, I'm not looking at the palette right now. But I just used that and I put it all throughout my crease, just to kind of like lay down a transition shade so that the colors that I'm going to be using would just blend a little bit better. So the next shade I went in with was Red Ochre, which is like the dark red shade in the palette, and I started this in the outer V and then took it all throughout the crease. I was not being precise with this at all because I knew I was going to go over it anyways, but this color requires a lot of blending. This whole look requires a lot of blending, but I just wanted to like pack this down nice and dark and get it like mostly blended out because I knew I was going to have to go in and add more later. But yeah, so that's what I did, and I'm using the Morphe M433 brush to do so. Okay, so after a lot of packing and blending, I was finally happy with the first shade, so I decided to go into the Anastasia Subculture palette, and I used the shade Untamed, and I just packed that all over the lid. This color does have a lot of fallout. This whole palette has a lot of fallout. As you know, it's a very controversial palette. But I just packed it all over my lid, and then I went back in with the Morphe M433 brush with Red Ochre and blended it out, and I just went back and forth with those two shades until it was blended the way I wanted it to be. It's kind of tedious, but the result is beautiful, and I was very happy with it, and it actually was not nearly as hard as I expected it to be. It actually blended pretty easily. Okay, so about 20 minutes of blending later, I went in with the shade Electric from the Subculture palette, and I started out with it on a brush, and I just like sprayed it, and I packed it on the center of my lid, but actually later, like after I do the other eye, I end up going back in with my finger and packing it on that way, and it turns out much prettier, but this is what I started with. So I continued to pack that on my lid until I was happy with it, and then I just took a makeup wipe and I went in and cleaned up all the fallout, and I wiped away the powder that I had been using to make the shape of my eyeshadow, and I just like kind of fixed up the eyeshadow to the shape that I wanted it to be. So then off camera, I put on some Ardell Double Wispies, and I lined my eyes, and then I just touched up that eyeshadow a little bit because it wasn't what I wanted it to be. But then I go in and start my face. I wanted the skin in this look to be very like glowy, so I went in with the MAC Strobe Cream to use as primer because I just wanted a nice illuminating base to start with. So for foundation, I went in with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I really have been liking this foundation right now. I don't know. I feel like the shade is actually really nice for me. I don't know what shade I have, but the coverage is nice, and I just feel like the finish overall is just really beautiful. But yeah, so I started out with using a brush to put that on, but then I ended up using my L'Oreal beauty sponge to blend it in a little bit better because the brush was streaky. I don't know why, because it's not normally streaky, but for some reason today it was. So then for concealer, I went in with the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and I put that on my under eyes and on the high points of my face, and I just blended it out using the same sponge that I've been using the entire time. I'm pretty sure I used that for the entire video. So then, since this look is full glam, I decided I wanted to cream contour, so I just used a contour kit that I actually just got off Amazon. It's actually really nice. I don't know what it's called. It doesn't have like a name on it or anything, but I just used a little concealer brush to put that like in the contours of my cheeks, on my nose. I like contouring my upper lip right now. I don't know. I feel like it makes my lips look bigger, and I did my lower lip and my forehead and all that fun stuff, and then I blended it out with an oval brush and then a beauty blender. And then to set my concealer, I went back in with that same Essence Pure Nude highlighter that I used to set the concealer on my eyes. And I just put that everywhere that I put the concealer, and then also like under my contour to set the foundation down there, because for some reason foundation breaks up right there on me. And then for my bronzer, I went in with one that I got in my Ipsy bag. I don't know what the brand is, like I forget, but I know that it's in collaboration with Lisa Frank. I really like it. So I just used that to kind of like set the cream contour and bronze up my face. And I used a brush, but then later I actually just went in and like made it look a little bit more even with my beauty blender once again. And then for blush, I used the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean blush kit. It's like blush and highlight, and I used the second darkest blush shade and just put that all over my cheeks. And then for highlight, I wanted something like really, really intense, so I went in with my Anastasia Glow Kit. It's the Gleam Glow Kit, and I went in with the shade Crushed Pearl, and I just put that on my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead, my nose, and my Cupid's bow. So once I was done with the face, I went back in to finish up my eyes, and I used my Lorac gel eyeliner pencil thing in black just to tightline my eyes. And then I went back in with my M433 brush that had the red ochre on it, and I didn't add any additional product because I didn't want it to be too harsh, but I just swept that on my lower lash line, and I kind of like smoked it out a little bit. And then over top of that, I went back in with Untamed, and I just put that all along my lower lash line. I wanted to kind of like mimic the lid on the lower lash line, so I just did that, and then I went back in and blended it out. And then I popped some of Electric on my lower lash line, and sorry, I did not mean to flip you off. I always use my middle finger to pack product on. I didn't realize that I was kind of flipping you off in the video, so sorry about that. And then I used my L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara to put mascara on my lower lash line. I just realized I never told you, when I went off to put my lashes on, I also did my brows, so they didn't just magically appear. And then I sprayed my Mario Badescu Rosewater spray and moved on to the lips. So, like I've said in my previous videos, I don't have all my makeup with me right now, so the only red I had was the one I used for my classic holiday look, so that's the e.l.f. Lip Crayon in Wine. So I started off with that, and I just filled in my lips with that, but then I wanted something a little bit less pinky red and a little bit more like brick red, kind of with like a brown undertone, so I went over top of it with ColourPop X Kathleen Lights matte lippy stick in the shade Taurus, and it was the perfect color. I absolutely loved how it came out. I thought it looked amazing with this look. Alright guys, so that is all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'm really close to 700 subscribers, which like might not seem like a lot, but for me that's pretty exciting. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments below if you have any like other video requests. I know I'm going to be doing a couple different New Year's looks in like before, obviously like in the next couple weeks before New Year's. So if you have any like specific like colors or themes or something that you want to see in those videos, let me know, because I have a couple ideas right now, but I'm not really sure like what I'm gonna do yet. So yeah, if you have any video requests at all, not even just that, then let me know in the comments below or on social media. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye! I have a tower of palettes and they all just fell on the floor. And this one broke. Oh well, it's fine.